Everybody, welcome back to Bravo Tango Trading. I am Ryan coming to you from Denver. Today we're going to talk about the backtest analyzer section of the website. So before we get into that, quick disclaimer, I am just a dude with an idea. I do not come from the financial industry. I am by no means a professional. I've got an idea. I wanted to build a platform around it and share it with everybody. Hopefully this is some combination of educational and entertaining. With that out of the way, so here is the backtest analyzer. So I'm specifically looking at Google here, and I'm specifically only looking at the RSI. Um, there's a checkbox here where you can only show positive results. I do think that that's worth looking at because the negative results just kind of muddy the water. Like it's already so much data. If we just ignore the stuff that doesn't outperform buy and hold or that isn't returning an overall positive return, it gives us less. It gives us fewer data points to look at. So I definitely recommend checking that. Only show positive only show positive results. While this refreshes, down here, the plot configurations, this is where we can configure what is on the x-axis and y-axis. So depending on which backtest you're looking at, you'll have different options here. I do suggest keeping the z-axis as performance versus buy and hold. That gives you a easy way to just see which tests perform better than others. So here we've got the x-axis set to a look back period. Y-axis is set to the sell signal. So keep in mind with all these back tests, there is a sell signal and a buy signal. It's worth digging into both of them. And Below here, you do have all of the data. So if you prefer Excel, just click into this, copy and Control A to select everything, Control C to copy it, paste it into Excel, and just throw some formulas at it, throw some conditional formatting at it if you prefer. But this part of the platform was specifically put together so that we could visualize what's going on with some of these backtests rather than just looking at a flat Excel file. So as with several other parts of the website, when we come in here, when we select a symbol, when we select a test, we're pulling forward quite a lot of data. So it does take a little bit to load. Appreciate your patience. It will eventually load, but it does take a minute. So anyways, for this one, we've got backtest versus buy and hold. So the bluer dots perform better. And then our other accesses, we've got the look back period and the sell signal. So as we look at where everything is lining, it's pretty easy to visually see where are we performing better. So for the look back periods, if we're looking over here, all of these are performing way better. So the shorter look back periods, they get us in on the good times to buy faster. They get us out when things turn against us faster. It is a lot more trading, but overall the performance does do better with the shorter look back periods, and that goes the same with a lot of the other back tests as well. The shorter duration where you're hopping in and out a lot more aggressively does tend to outperform. So as you're in here, you can just hover over and you'll see high level what's going on. So look back period was only 5, so you're looking back 5 days. Sell signal was 74, not super aggressive over the period of this back test. So we're only logging tests that are set as having a 30-year time frame. So over that 30 years, we had 141 signals. Annual return 42%. Backtest versus buy and hold. So we outperformed buy and hold by nearly 200%. All of these are just cash, so we're not deploying any margin. And then you can see the max drawdown only 28%. Like we were able to, with the shorter parameters, we're able to get in and out a lot more aggressively. In theory, it shouldn't turn against us as much, but that's what the data is there for. The data is to just give you some confirmation that your hypothesis is being supported by the data. So look back period, shorter period of look back period is certainly outperforming the longer periods. And if we turn it the other way, when we're looking at the sell signal, so again, when we think about the sell signal, the higher the sell, the higher the value is, it indicates an overbought period. The lower the value indicates an oversold period. So if you're if you're selling when it's way up here at the 100, the 95, it might never get there, or it might only get there 4 or 5 times. So to set it as being super super aggressive and say I'm only going to get in at the most opportune times, when we aggregate it all together, it doesn't really perform as well. Like those few trades might perform really well, but if you only get 2 or 3 trades over the period. I mean, here you're still getting 84 trades, but that's a lot fewer than the 140 trades that we got over here. So just you've got a lot more opportunity to hopefully make money. So going too aggressive and saying I only want to sell when it's at the absolute most overbought, not super great. And if we flip it to look at the buy signals, we should see something similar where if you're only buying when it hits these incredibly overbought, oversold, you're just getting a lot fewer signals. So like the sweet spot does seem to be somewhere around the middle. So for Google specifically, if we go back to the best performing one, the sell signal was a fairly modest 74. And when you think about people talking about the RSI, they use 70, 80 as the oversold value. I mean, this just confirms that high level pretty generic number of just use 70, 80, it works pretty well. So the best performing test that we've got here, the sell signal was only 74. So, like I said, that's high level on the backtest analyzer. It's really just a way to visualize the results rather than looking at the data in a flat file. You can change your X and Y axes over here. You can also change the Z, but I suggest keeping it as the backtest versus buy and hold just so you can see performance. But click around, see if there's anything that you like. If you see something that looks intriguing, hop back over to backtest, try those parameters, tweak those parameters, see if you can't perform a little bit better. With that in mind, thank you again for your time. Certainly appreciate your attention. Have a great afternoon, and we'll see you in the next video.